Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Game of Fortune. In the last part, we did Game 3 on our second route, and now we're about to find out who survived from the other group. So there was an update. They now show the flowchart apparently on this UI. I don't know if I quite like that. It makes it a little more crowded now, but they've implemented into this UI so you're not having to dig through the menus to try and find the flowchart anymore. Anyways, who survived? Richard and I stood up as we approached the door to look and see who was walking through. Alphonse? Alphonse, you made it! So it would seem. Hey, so that must mean that... Maria must have made it out. Oh, god damn it. What? Do I have something on my face? How are you? Why are you? You look like you've seen a ghost. Are you really that surprised that I'm alive? But we got teamed up together. We won our game. That's all you need to know. My heart's will believe that even teamed up together that you'd win. You're the type that throws their life away for others, aren't you? He is. It was really annoying. The only reason that we won was because that Maria girl was just as stubborn as he was. Everett looked pretty pissed the whole time, too. I guess because he didn't have his usual partner with him. Honestly, I was glad that she finally got off. It was really annoying to having to deal with. Before William could utter another word, Alphonse picked him up by the collar of his hoodie and raised him up. You better be careful about the next words that come out of your mouth. Hey, you can't attack me here. Not allowed to kill before the game starts. Even if that's the case, no one said anything about broken teeth or black eyes. But that's... William groaned and then clammed up as he looked away. Alphonse, seemingly satisfied by his silence, dropped him back down to the ground. Talk ill about her again. I'll make sure to bust your jaw no matter what the rules say. Got it? William reluctantly shook his head before standing back up to his feet. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It was inevitable. In a way, I guess it's better that I saw what happened. Otherwise, I might have gotten mad when if she just screwed up or someone else had it out for her, you know? Yeah, I know. Anyway, it sucks, but we're almost done at least. On the contrary, we're just getting started. What do you mean by that? That's Alphonse, but he didn't answer. Instead, simply walking over towards a wall in the lounge and staring at some kind of picture on the wall. What? This is... Wait. This is different from the other route. What? There's a portrait of everyone here, every single person that was participating in these games. Why are there portraits of us all lined up like this? It's a rather pretty picture. That's not the point. Hans continued to look at the picture before turning away and offering me a smile. Oh, good news, kids. Looks like I'll be going easy on you. Thanks? No problem. I'll be like this for a while. I didn't understand what he meant, but I never understood anything was going on here. William had a completely different reaction to Alphonse and myself, though. Oh, wow. Guess I really am the best. We're first! Well, I've got to win now. If I get the first wish, then I'll go down in history as one of the greatest at the game. Is it really all that important for you to win this early? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but I want people to know that I did amazingly well. Jeez, you're narcissistic. You're just terrified of my amazing skills that have got me this far. They certainly have gotten you pretty far, haven't they? William nearly fell down as Bella manifested herself behind us. Miss me? I missed you. I mean, I haven't been face to face with you all in so long. I was afraid you'd start to forget my beautiful face. I think it'd be hard to forget, honestly. Oh, thank you. I try to leave a good first impression. Anyway, it's about that time, isn't it, boys? Aren't you excited for the finale? Last game, the fourth round. Four will enter and one will leave. Belle poofed into a cloud of blue smoke before appearing by the last door once more, beckoning us over with her hand. Come one, come all, or really I guess it's come four and no more. Belle was waiting by the door, cheerful and jolly as she'd been from the start of the game. This is gonna be it, isn't it? I believe so, our last game. Fourth round. The round I'm gonna win decisively. That's the spirit. Now let's not dawdle. We're on a tight schedule. Just snapping her fingers, the door opened wide, and we proceeded to walk down the blue hall with Belle whimsically escorting us through. The halls were silent, if not for Belle's humming. The only thing we'd hear were the echoes of our footsteps. You're all awfully quiet. Shouldn't you be excited? Maybe you're thinking about a strategy for the next game. Maybe you're thinking about everything you've done up to this point. Well, don't stress out too much about it. After all, you're just competitors from here on out. No matter how much you hate each other or care for one another, there can only be one winner. She was right. The unease continued to grow on me as I quickly looked between everyone. Bertrand and Alphonse, we just met today, and yet it feels as though I've already forged some kind of bond. Now that bond was going to be tested. We compete for our lives and for some wish that all these deaths would hopefully justify. As for William, I didn't know much about him aside from his crass attitude and how he had some connection to Elizabeth. I liked to write him off, but just couldn't shake off the nerves. Every one of these games had been some test of will, strength, or cleverness. Couldn't never tell who had what kind of abilities. And now wasn't the time for hesitation. Something was pushing me forward. Something was telling me to keep going no matter the cost and to not look back. I let that feeling light a fire in my heart and marched forward. No more regrets, no more doubts, no more self-pity. I was going to hold my head high and finish this game. I was going to win. Belle marched us to the door at the end of the hallway and pushed them open. A flash of blue light blinded us for a moment until we saw what was before us. Welcome, Final Four, to the last game, our finale. Please take a seat. We walked over to the table and each sat down while Belle circled us and made sure that we felt comfortable. You all ready to play? Would you let us leave if we said no? Of course not! We've come so far! Don't you want to stay out to the end? So we're already here. Just get it out and with it. So rude! I guess that's what happens when you get antsy. Came here to win, not sit down and chat. Okay, let me explain what you'll be playing. Now the game is Dynamite. I'm sure it will be, but can you explain what the game is? Oh no, that's the name! It's called Dynamite! First, you'll need these. Alex clapped her hands and a set of 4 cards appeared in front of each of us. Those will be your playing cards. Note that they're numbered from 0 to 3. Really? Not 1 to 4? Seems a little out of character for you. Trust me, it's easier for us all if I just use that range of numbers. Anyway, now that you've all got your cards, let me explain the rules. Alex clapped her hands once more and a small spherical object appeared on the table. Looked kind of like a cartoonish bomb that you'd see on a children's television show. To win the game, all you have to do is survive and not get blown up by this bomb. Hence the name, I suppose. That's right, this bomb will start off in front of someone, like so. The position will be random, so. They'll push the bomb right in front of me, and I need to roll back, which naturally made me more than unsettled. After the bomb's initial placement has been determined, each of you has to set down a card. You set your card down by placing it face down on the table in front of you. Once you set it down, you can't take it back. After all the players have set their cards, you flip them over. We then add the numbers together and the sum will determine how many times the bomb will rotate among players before detonating. Bomb will move clockwise, just so you know. And that's it! Those are the basic rules of Dynamite. To each round of play, remove the highest value card from all the players' hands. So, for example, the first round, let's take away your 3 card and then your 2 card. Let's mainly keep things simple. With less players each round, you don't use many cards to keep things interesting. Lastly, you can do whatever you want with your own cards, but you cannot under any circumstances handle other players' cards. Any questions? I got one. There's no turn order when it comes to setting cards, right? We can just do it whenever. That's right. You only play polite, just set your card down whenever you feel like. Slam that sucker down. And you can't swap your card once it's set. Nope. And don't try any sleight of hand tricks. Oh no, I will punish you. Take that to mean an execution of some kind. You'd be right, my Alphonse. You're always so sharp. I respect that about you. Got it. No more questions from me. Hey, I've got a question. That's a bomb. How are you gonna make sure that you don't blow us all up when it goes off? Oh, silly Willy! I have complete control over every little aspect of this place. I want a bomb to blow up and only kill one person, then that's how it's gonna be. You want proof? Look at this. Belle picked up the bomb and held it right up to William's face. Wait, I didn't... Bomb flashed a faint blue before exploding a spectrum of light and leaving a white hazy smoke behind. Couldn't see much, but the floor and parts of the table looked scorched from the blast. Holy shit, is he... Get that smoke away from me! William waved his hand to get the smoky fumes away from him. You're fine? Fine. My ears and eyes were just blasted with whatever that was. He's alive, which I suppose is as good as he could hope for. But everything around you looks like it got damaged. Controlled explosion, see? No harm will come to you if you don't let the bomb land on you. Any other questions? Alright then, let's begin the game. First, let's see who the bomb lands on. So, clap your hands and the new bomb appears on the table. It rolled around a bit before finally coming to a stop in front of Richard. Richard idly looked at the bomb in front of him and then looked down at his cards. Guess that's some serious bad luck. Seems the fortune's on my side. It's gonna be a cakewalk. Hey, actually, you should manage to beat that Teresa girl and Elizabeth. Teresa, I don't know much about her personally. I don't care if you did beat her, but Elizabeth... I can't believe that Elizabeth lost to a bunch of chumps like you. Chumps? We made it just as far as you did, and you're gonna call us chumps. Well, Elizabeth is smart, wise, has tons of experience in this kind of thing. I imagine you can beat her easily. So either you cheated or she let you in. You should be grateful. Roll my eyes and look down at my cards and at the table. Clockwise order was Richard, Alphonse, myself, and finally William. We each had cards ranging from 0 to 3, and the highest number we could all make was 12, the lowest number would be 0. I don't know what the average number would be and how to best strategize, but Alphonse stomped all that as he tapped his hand on the table. Hey, let's make the first round an easy one, alright? Well, what do you mean? I don't want to win this game, so if you could all kindly just let me take the bomb, I'd appreciate it. You want the bomb? What reverse psychology nonsense are you going on about? I just don't want to win right now. It'd be really inconvenient if that happened this early. You don't want to win right now? If you don't win and survive now, then when will you ever get a chance? I'll find a time and place, but why should you care? I'll only take a step out of the competition right now if you let me. You're just lying. No one would try and lose this early, would they? Look, how about I just show you then? Hans took his card and flipped them around for all of us to see. Then set down one card so the bomb moves to me. All the rest of you have to do is set down a 0 card and things should be fine, right? That would make sense. You're serious about doing this? Good grief! What more do I need to prove to you guys I'm not interested in winning? Make it even easier so you know I'm not pulling any tricks on you. Hans left his cards face up on the table, moved 0, 2, and 3 cards off to the side while he took the one card and set it down right in front of him, face down. There, and I'll know for a fact I'm not trying to pull one over on you. Looked over at his face up cards, and they were the exact same ones that he put down. He didn't do any fancy tricks, at least none that I could see or understand. Is he really okay just losing and dying here? Well, I'm convinced, so the rest of us just need to put down a 0 card then, right? Yeah, seems fair enough. Alright, then I'll start and set my card down. Wait, is something the matter, Clyde? Well, just to be safe, all we all do what Alphonse just did. We'll show all our cards face up, and then we'll show each other setting our 0 card down. That way we can be sure that no one is going to try anything sneaky. Why would anyone want to try and betray the group like that? I mean, Alphonse is asking to die. He didn't want to win. What point is there in not kicking him out early? Simple, because if he truly doesn't want to win, then you want to keep him alive for as long as possible. Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. William, don't be an idiot. Just think for a second. Alphonse really doesn't want to win. Who would you rather have to face in the next round? Richard and I, who would try and play the win, or against one of us plus Alphonse, who clearly wants to lose? You are the last two standing, and by all means, then all that means is you'd have an easy win. That makes sense, unless Alphonse wants us to think that so he can coast to the last round and then win. Knew it was reverse psychology. William, stop overcomplicating things. Whether that's Alphonse's true aim or not doesn't matter. He's shown his hand. Quite literally. All that matters is that we all work together, and so using my idea should ensure that. Okay, I guess you're right. William flipped his cards over and moved all but the 0 card to the side of the table. Richard followed suit, and I did the same. We all looked at one another to make sure our cards were still out in the open. No one was trying anything funny. Should we all do like a countdown or something? Yeah, I'm going 3. Wait, like on 3, or is it like 1, 2, 3, go? Just set your card down when I say 3, okay? Gotcha, on 3. We all took our card and put it in front of us. Everything seemed normal, everything seemed to check out. Feeling a little relieved in knowing that maybe things would simply go right without a hitch. That's what I thought, but my eyes couldn't help but know something was off. Nothing major. It was really just the tiniest thing. But it was the way that Richard and William were holding their cards. They were different. Richard had his card face down, hovering over the table, but William had his hovering face up over the table. Something in the back of my mind told me that something was wrong, that I needed to read into this a little more. Ah! Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Study Richard. I would think something was wrong with Richard's card. Why did he have his face down like that? And I didn't have my face up yet either, but I knew what I was going to play. My eyes wandered over towards the spare cards. I focused and read them. 3, 2, and 1. Something the matter? Richard noticed me glancing over his cards. Ah, nothing. Are we ready to go? I shaped the back of my neck, feeling a little silly for doubting him. Sure, we'd have to battle it out eventually, but right here? Probably not. Can we hurry up? Yeah. Looked back over and saw that William had flipped his card face down. Maybe he saw Richard and felt pressure to follow suit. I put my card in front of me face down and began to count down. 1, 2, 3. All three of us set our cards down on the table. Now we just have to flip them over, right? Should be the right way to go. Maybe. Should we do another countdown? No point, just do it now. Alphonse flipped his card, revealing, to no one's surprise, the number 1. Richard went next, flipping his card and showing number 0. I saw it again. I don't know why. I saw the cards at the table. I knew what his only card left could be. Flipped mine over, showing I too had put down a 0 card. Everything seemed to be going well. All that was left was William's card. Cool. Looks like everyone followed the plan. Love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, me too. A relief in hearing those words. It meant that he went along with our plan. Of course he did. I saw his cards after all. They were... his cards. His cards. So they noticed the error of my judgment. William flipped his card over, revealing a 1. Heart sank and my lungs refused to breathe in air. Alright, so let's move the bomb over the Clyde, right? What the hell? What the hell, dude? Before I could stand up and even think about smashing his head into the table, Forrest pulled me back to my seat. Teresa taught me that one a long time ago. Amazing how quick you can swap cards when someone's not looking. Yeah, she's watching over me from beyond the grave. Bastard, why didn't you go along with the plan? You explained it pretty obviously yourself. Why would I worry about Alphonse if he's just gonna let himself lose later? You're way more of a threat. You killed your best friend in the first game, killed Teresa Elizabeth in the last game. If I want to win, I've got to get you out of the picture. You asshole. You'll regret this. Probably not. Especially since you're about to go boom soon. I pulled my arms out and off the chair, but felt as though I was bound by an overwhelming force, tying me down as I watched the bomb roll from Richard to Alphonse and then in front of me. Well, see you later, Clyde! Bomb blinked white for a moment before everything went white and then dark. So I'm guessing if I looked at William, Richard would have done the swap. I'm guessing. Flash of white. Is this how things were meant to play out? I was fooled by a sleight of hand trick? Swap his cards out when I was distracted? Why didn't I confirm and look over his upright cards? So stupid. All this I just died some chump that took advantage of my moment of weakness. No, I wouldn't let this be the end. Come too damn far to let this punk ass fool play me like this. Won't lose. Won't lose. Won't lose. Ugh. What? Are you alright? I'm fine. My head just really hurt for a moment. Ugh, it's all the haze. Wait, what just happened? Was that a memory? A vision? Something else? Shit, it's slipping away. I can't remember all the details. This feeling, this dread. Looked at William, who idly held his card over the table face up. It just felt like he was plotting something. There was something weird about that. Why William was holding his card face up like that? Cards are already off to the side, so why was he holding his card in such a manner? He wanted us to trust him especially? Was there some trick he was going to employ? If we were going to do a countdown too, we noticed if we were going to hesitate or try something fishy. Am I just overthinking things? That was his plan. Scheming bastard. The reason he's got his card face up is so that he has another card underneath the one he's showing. Another card underneath the one he's showing? Put the card underneath it facing down. He could trick him into thinking about what card he was going to play. Well, it can't be it. All three of his other cards are off to the side. He couldn't slip another card underneath if he wanted to. So it must be something else. He won't set his card. The rules say for a card to be set that the cards must be face down. Naturally, that's why I retrained myself for both holding our cards face down. Literally setting them face up won't count since we flipped our cards face up and put them down in front of us. Times they haven't been counted as set before. William must know that and therefore is luring us to a false sense of security by showing his card like that. Expects us to think that he's gonna flip his card face down when we do the countdown. Once we put all our cards down. He's gonna keep his face up and then swap his card for something else. That's a bit more clever than he lets on, isn't he? Either way, I can't fall for the trap. I could call him out on it, but instead I might be able to capitalize on it instead. Yeah, that ought to do the trick. Alright, we all ready? Yeah, I'm good to go. Come on, it's dragging on way too long. Let's just do it. Alright, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Flip my card just before setting it down and hit it underneath the palm of my hand. It wasn't elegant, but I just needed to look convincing enough. Richard's card went face down and William's. I expected his card was face up. Hey William, think you messed up. Huh? What do you mean? I do his face up 0 card with my other hand as I lean forward on the table. Looked down at his card and grinned before leaning back into his seat. In that brief moment, I reached for one of my cards and set it over top my face up one, leaned back into my seat. Tucked the other card under my arm and looked over at William. Maybe he had noticed, maybe he hadn't, but I find out soon enough depending on what he did. Oh, that? Guess I messed up. Sorry about that. No problem, just flip the card face down, it'll be fine. William looked over the table and smiled as he pulled the 0 card off the table. What are you doing? Sorry, Clyde, but, well, I can't risk having someone like you make it to the next round. Seriously, I'm gonna do this. Just good strategy, no matter how much I look at it, Clyde's the biggest threat. Which is kind of weird, but I'm sure that I could beat him in this kind of game. Alphonse just wants to lose. But Clyde's got this sort of determination thing going on. It's a little overwhelming and intimidating, you know? So you're gonna eliminate me from the game because you're scared? I felt strategic, but potato, tomato. That's not even how the saying goes. Well, you're dead, so your opinion is invalid. William wiggled the 1 card in the air before setting it face down. It was nice playing with you, Clyde, but now it's game over. Richard sighed and looked down at his card. We flip over our cards now. That's what the rules were. Alright, I'll do the honors of starting us off then. What's the matter, Clyde? You've been awfully quiet since Ouch! He pulled his hand back from his card as he received a nasty shock after trying to pull it out. What the hell? You dumbass. What did he say? Wait, hold on, I'm confused. Wait, not supposed to flip our cards over yet. Not yet. After all, we haven't all set our cards yet. What do you mean we haven't all set our cards yet? I set mine, Richard set his, and you set yours, and Clyde. First is pull the top card off the table. What? Be you? Looked over my arm and finally noticed that only 2 of the 3 cards were there. Cheating bastard! He tricked me! Look at the pot calling the kettle black. You! He didn't have a rebuttal and could only stare down at his own card as he realized the pickle he was in. Hey, man. Now, before you go and make some kind of brash decision, we should honor Alphonse's wishes. You know, he wants to go out of the game. You should really let him out. Oh, is that what you think? Pretty sure you put down a 1 card just now, didn't you? That's... Spread as he shrunk down in his seat. The way I see it, I could play a 1 card and have you killed, or play a 3 card and kill Alphonse. That's what you want to do. Oh, wait. Alright, give me another chance, man. I screwed up, okay? William quickly became a blubbering mess and was wildly whipping away tears. Just come on, man. You're so great and good at these games. I've been coasting through by sheer luck time and time again. I knew I couldn't win against you. I had to take a chance. Please, just give me one more chance and I'll play. Honestly. God, this is pathetic. I didn't want to let this run on longer than it had to. I looked through my cards and picked the one I felt was right. I want him gone. We're killing William. Hopefully I don't regret this. William tried to trick me once. I wasn't going to give him another chance. Even if he was telling the truth and his move was one of desperation and a feel of inferiority, I couldn't let that cloud my judgment. This is my best move. Kill William now and take care of Alphonse next turn. I didn't know if I'd get another chance like this after all. I set down my 1 card and then sat back down. What did you play? You'll see soon enough. Flip over your cards. Round started, revealing to no one's surprise, although 1 card. Richard next, revealing his head on the 0 card. William was next, looking over at me with sobbing eyes and snot rolling down his nose. He hesitantly flipped his card to reveal a 1 card. Please, please. There's no need to beg. To flip my card over. You mean you? Brief flicker of hope on William's face faded away as he saw that I flipped over my 1 card. And this was how it was going to end, but even so, I felt a little stressed thinking about the outcome. No! I can't lose. I can't lose! Sit down, accept your fate, kid. You want to win so badly, just try harder next time. Everyone loses eventually. You're no special case. William stopped struggling and bit down on his lip and clutched the arms of his chair. There was a moment of calm and understanding in him as he tried to keep himself from panicking. And he turned his head and glared at me. I'm gonna beat you. I'm not gonna take this laying down. Mom rolled around, stopping Alphonse, then me, and finally in front of William, who was still crying even if he was trying his best to control himself. You hear me? I'm gonna win. I'm gonna beat you in the finals. Sure, see you again. I don't know why I said that. Like the times before, something seemed to just overtake me. Spoke without thinking, not even understanding what the words meant. Before I could understand everything, the bomb flashed white for a moment and a loud, focused explosion blasted the room. I had to rub my eyes before I could see nothing but the seared, smoking body of William slumped at the seat. Everything else though, his chair, the table, even the cards were untouched. Alright! That was quite a fun round. Let me just get rid of that body. Sorry, it's like, I feel like there's something in my throat. Ugh. Belle was quick to dispose of the body by sneaking it through a hole right underneath William's chair. It would be a real downer to see a charred corpse of your opponent at the table. It'd be invigorating. I don't judge. And now, the cards. Belle reached over and plucked the 3 card from each of our hands. Alright, round 2! What will you do? Belle dropped another bomb on the table, which rolled around until it finally stopped in front of Alphonse. Huh, wonderful. With William out of the way, this should be easy as pie. Alphonse did as he did last time, putting his cards face up on the table, moving the 1 and 2 cards off to the side, setting his remaining card in front of him. This shouldn't take long now, should it? No, it shouldn't. Fell Alphonse's lead and showed my cards, moving the others to the side before taking my 0 card and hovering over the table. Richard did the same, and while we were both going through the motions, there was a sense of tension between us. It wasn't this round. We knew that it didn't matter here. It was the future, the inevitable final round that was worrying. Maybe that's why he looked down at his card and frowned slightly. Hey, don't lose focus now. Whatever you two have to deal with, do it next round. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I seriously don't want to get screwed over by you two. In fact, Fonz reached over and grabbed my face-up cards. Hey! Look, this is just gonna work out faster and you won't have to worry about either one of you betraying one another. Who are you? Hey, you can't do that, Alphonse! That's against the rules! Yeah, I know. What are you gonna do about it? You don't get to ruin our game and not suffer the consequences? Bomb blinked red and loud, an ominous beeping noise, and without waiting another second, exploded in a similar fashion it had only a few seconds ago. All that was left was the charred corpse of Alphonse sitting in the chair. That was a bit hasty, don't you think? What? I know he wanted to lose, but he didn't have to go into all that. Guess to him he'd better not deal with the idea of one of us betraying one another and being put into the finale. Really? He up and wanted to die? Those people are the worst. The worst! Can't believe I'm gonna have to deal with this all game. Note how she kicked Alphonse's chair over and then just glared at the body for a few seconds before taking a deep breath and relaxing. Okay, moment over. Let's just move him along. Belle snapped her fingers and Alphonse's body just seemed to fizzle into dust. Huh? Oh, don't worry about that. You've got the game to play. No, you just turn him into dust. Dust, sand, silt. What's the matter when your life's on the line? Do you want to end up the same as him? Not particularly. And what about you, Richard? I'd rather not. Good then, just win. Belle plucked Richard's 2 card and then the same with mine. She then reached behind her back and pulled the last bomb out of the game and put it out on the table. rolled around, going between Richard and me before finally stopping in front of me. In the end, it doesn't matter who the bomb is in front of, does it? I guess not, especially since we only have 2 cards in hand. We could each play a 1 or a 0. In reality, our cards are more like keep the bomb or give the bomb away. Whoever can solve the puzzle of what the other is playing will win, or lose if they so desire it. Do you want to lose? Not particularly. Don't get me wrong. I think you're a nice guy, enough guy, Clyde, and maybe this is your chance of winning, but it's also my chance too. Then we're both playing to win then. It's not really a game if no one's trying to win, is it? So the real question is, how are we gonna play? What do you mean, how are we gonna play? All we can do is set down a card. Well, you're right, but think about all the tricks that have been employed in the games we've played. There's always a way to tip the game in your favor. Some trick, some plan to try and put yourself in an advantageous state. We could play a game of wit, try to figure out a surefire way to win. Or we could play an honest game and try to read one another. Honestly, I'd rather that we just do this without having to trick one another. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? I can never tell someone's intentions just from words. Well, you made that clear enough. Still, it's not like one of us would admit to trying to trick the other person, right? I suppose you're right. Then all we can do is play how we think that will benefit us best. Right. Well, how about this? Can we at least agree on who plays first? Agree? How would we do something like that? Oh, well, usually flip a coin or something like that. Well, the cards, they're basically coins. In that sense, they have a head and a tail side. Cards as equal as coins when it comes to flipping? No idea. I mean, it looks fair enough, doesn't it? Well, you're right. Since I thought of the idea, do you want to flip the cards? Trust you. You can flip the card. Yeah, sounds good enough for me. Picked one of my cards at random and chucked it in the air. Heads. The card slowly began to twist and turn in the air and slowly made its way down towards the table. Shit. Realized how dangerous the situation was and quickly swiped the card out of the air before it landed on the table. Sure, reason why I didn't let the cards fall. Later, Richard seemed to be confused by my sudden intense stare. There's a chance that the card would have fallen in front of me face down. As he was looking at the card flipping over and over again in the air, he'd know exactly what kind of card had been placed down. Apparently, it wasn't guaranteed that it would end up like that, but still, maybe we can do something else. Okay, what do you suggest? Here, we'll do this instead. Grab both my cards and hid them behind my back. I'll shuffle my cards behind me and then hold them out with the backs facing you. What I do is guess which one has the 1 card in it. If you guess right, I'll go first. If you're wrong, then you'll go first. Sounds fair enough. Good. Side and then shuffle the cards behind my back, swapping them from hand to hand before bringing them up in front of my face. 0 card was in the left, 1 card was in my right. Richard looked between each card, quietly humming to himself. I think I'll pick. Raise his hand up in the air and watch his eyes again dart between the cards. Then his eyes locked onto mine. Shit. He smirked as he pointed to my right hand. That one. Bastard, how could I forget? How could I forget he could just know by looking at me? I don't have a poker face. He could read my eyes as if they were mirrors reflecting cards as clear as day. Hand shook as I flipped the card to reveal that he was right, meaning I had to go first. Great, well by all means, go ahead and place down your card. I looked down my cards, realizing the folly I had made. It didn't matter what card I picked because Richard would be glaring at my eyes, reading every emotional cue that I could give him. He'd be able to read my fear, terror, excitement, relief, surprise, joy, anguish. Every emotion was pain on my face. He could read it. I may have just flipped my cards around and showed him what I was putting down. As long as his eyes were glaring at me, I'd have no choice but to lose. I was gonna lose. I was gonna die. Heart began to pound through my chest. Despair began to flood my mind as all I could think about was how doomed I was. Eventually overflowed, my eyes began to water and I couldn't control myself. My body shivered as my eyes focused on my cards. It was hopeless. Well, near hopeless. I only have 1 option left. Richard, can you turn it white, please? It's a pathetic and pitiable display. I can't control my tears from rolling down my eyes as they dripped onto the table. I don't want you to look at me like this. Richard frowned for a moment, probably sizing me up to see if I was trying some trick. He'd know. You know, as soon as he saw my misty despair-filled eyes, I was out of tricks, out of ideas. Well, out of good ideas anyway. Eventually, he sighed and turned his back towards me in his seat. This is it. This is my only hope. Looked at my cards for just a moment, then locked my eyes shut and began to shuffle them. I need to fool myself. I need to be unable to tell what card I was going to put down. It didn't matter if Richard could read my eyes, if I myself didn't know what card I was going to set. It was random. It was luck. It would all be based on fate. But a 50% chance was better than 0% chance. I had to win. I had to win, even just by sheer luck. I my eyes, I put one card to the side and prepared to slam down my unknown card on the table and leave the rest up to chance. This is really how you want things to end. I saw my hand hovering just inches over the table as I looked over at Richard, who still has his back to me. What? Every victory you've had up until now has been by your will, hasn't it? We're really gonna leave things like this up to chance now? Would you be satisfied with a victory that wasn't by your strengths, that you let fate either drag you across victory or pull you to hell? Was this journey really nothing to you? Are you truly that weak? I can't win like this, Richard. You're just trying to trick me into thinking I should face you head on. I can't win. I can't win when you can read my face so easily. I don't care. I don't care if I have to rely on fate. I don't care if I'm weak. What does that matter now? Is that really how you feel? Would you be satisfied with a gamble like that? Are you tired of leaving things to fate? Don't you want to take things into your own hands? I want to, but I can't. I'm not like you. I don't have anything I can rely on. You idiot. Why are you gonna rely on all this time? Was it just luck you survived up to this point? I know he's taunting me. He just wants to know what card I put down. He doesn't want me to leave it up to a gamble. So why am I hesitating? There's no trick. There's no victory for me in a game of honor. So what's holding me back? What's keeping me from putting my hand down? What's stopping me? You can do this. That voice. I swiveled around for a moment. I heard her voice. I felt her influence, so familiar, so close, and yet so far. Maybe it was madness or desperation making me hear things, feel things, see things. And maybe a little bit of desperation is what I needed, because in that hesitation I saw a glimmer of hope, a small shot at victory. I just need to calm down, focus, and think. Think about the rules, think about what happened, think about how you can turn this to your advantage. Looked around one last time. In front of me were two cards, each with a 0 and a 1. Richard also had the same amount of cards. Mom was right in front of me. And at the other end of the table were Alphonse and William's seats, along with their cards as well. First key to winning is cards? That's right, they're cards. No matter how much I think, the cards are the only way to influence where the bomb will rotate to. And winning here is the cards. However, it's not just any particular cards that matter here. If I want to win, whose cards am I going to need to use? The dead player's cards. I find it odd the bell didn't remove the cards from the table if they weren't able to be used anymore. Despite the violent explosions and the death of Alphonse and William, their cards are still tucked over on their side of the table, and they're very much still playable and unharmed. I could use their cards and have more options to pick from. Still, even if they're there, that doesn't mean I couldn't pick them up. I could just get disqualified and die. Well, normally that'd be the case, but those cards are under different circumstances because they don't belong to players. That's it. Those cards don't belong to players. If a player dies, they cease being a player. They're just a corpse. Gruesome, yes, but under Bell's definition, they're not players anymore, since they're not setting cards or flipping them over. Essentially, once a player dies, they cease being a player, and in turn, that means that their cards don't belong to them anymore. They're fair game. Anyone can take them without worrying about being disqualified. Not only that, if you follow that logic, then another logic solution comes to light. Since players cease being players upon death, what else is true? The highest value card isn't removed. That's it, the highest value card isn't removed. Bell specified that each player would have their highest value card removed after each round. The round ends when someone dies, therefore, the first deceased player should still have all their cards. The second deceased player should have all but one of their cards. Yes, I can use this. With this, I can win. Even so, there's no guarantee that all my assumptions are correct. Bell might consider dead players' cards still other players' cards, or maybe she removes each of their highest value cards despite them being dead. I have to take the risk. It's now or never. If I can win here, then it'll be all over. I reached over to Alphonse's cards and quietly picked them up. I winced, wondering if the bomb would explode as I made the move. But it didn't. My first assumption was correct. I was right. The cards didn't belong to other players, so anyone can use them. I grabbed William's cards and quickly added them all to my own. Richard hadn't turned around yet, or knows what I was doing. I doubted he was going to stay silent for long. I had to act fast. I quickly looked over my cards, checked to see if my second assumption was correct. I grinned. It looked as though everything would work out. Well, maybe. There was never a guarantee. I imagined that Richard might be able to sniff out my plot, or maybe he'd still rely on his emotion reading skills. I had to try. I couldn't play from behind anymore. I was going to win. I was going to get through this. Moved the cards around, took a deep breath, and then prepared myself for the showdown. You're right, Richard. There's no point in having this be a game of fate. Not while I've got everything figured out. Richard flinched, craned his head back over towards me. Have you found your resolve? I wiped my face to the remaining tears and grinned back at him. I have not just found my resolve, I found a way to win. Richard looked at me dead in the eyes, and I saw a look of confusion and fear. He could sense it. My confidence. I'm sure that he could see it in me. I said I'd go first. Are you ready? You still see me in a daze from my overwhelming confidence, but steeled himself as he reaffirmed his gaze upon me. You can try and bluff your way through this, but I'm not going to fall for it. No bluff, I'll show you with this. I started by taking cards in my hand, and I took the card out the top and flipped it face up. I played proudly a 1 card, watched as Richard's face shook again with confusion. Before he could regain composure, I slammed another card face up. Another 1. Looked back at Richard, who seemed wildly disturbed by seeing 2 1 cards suddenly face up on my side of the table. How? Wait, but you can't have those cards. None of us can have duplicates. One of those must be fake. They're not fake at all, Richard. See, they're just not my cards. Not your... Richard looked at the sides of the table and noticed the missing cards from each end. You swiped the cards from the dead? That's right. I mean, no point in hiding it. After all, you would have found out just by looking at the size of my little deck here. Richard growled in irritation, but then brushed a hand through his hair. Oh, what difference does it make? It doesn't matter if you take all their cards. The ratio is... Can't let him get momentum. I have to put pressure on him. I have to show him confidence. Before he could finish the sentence, I slammed down another card face up. A 0 card. What are you doing? Are you just trying to play me for a fool? The answer simply flipped up another card. 1 more 0 card. 2 1s and 2 0s. That must mean that... Interrupted him as I slammed down the last card of my deck face down in front of me, officially setting the card that I intended it to play. Richard went wide-eyed and turned his gaze to me. Hold on, you should have... Where is it? Where is the last card? You should have 1 more card. 1 more card? What are you talking about? There's not 1 more card missing. A look of frustration take hold of Richard's face as he leaned forward and glanced all around the table. Sit, get flustered, get confused, question everything. Yes, you. I already set my card down. Everything is up to you now. That forensic look of confusion on his face reached an apex as he reached for his cards and prepared to set 1 down. He hesitated. He brought his cards back to his chest, sat back down, and took a deep breath. Not good. I didn't need him to calm down. Hey, are you gonna play a card or what? You almost got me. Huh? Really? I just need to calm down and think. You sit down 2 0s and 2 1s. Then you set down a 1 card. And then you set down 1 card. That would put you at 5 cards. Right? That mean the card you put down was either 0 or a 1. I bet you just hid one of the cards in your bag, right? There it is. That nervousness. I can see it in your eyes. In the end, all that was just a little show to get me off my game. You avoided eye contact for most of that, but no matter how you try and hide it, I can see that sense of unease. Ultimately, you're still stuck in the same position now as you were just a few minutes ago, just with a few more cards. Felt sweat rolling down my back, fearing what was going to happen next. So then, Richard took the card from his hand and showed me a 1 card. My heart skipped a beat and I saw Richard's smile crawl across his face as he saw what he was looking for. You looked really scared after I showed you that 1 card, Clyde. I suppose that means you put down the 1 yourself. Good game, Clyde. You did amazingly well, all things considered. You earn my respect. You have amazing skill, a quick wit, a strong heart, and unfailing courage. This is all over. Hopefully we can be friends. I think that we'd learn a lot from each other. Are you done talking? Don't be so angry. I understand that this might be scary for you, but... Just shut up and look at this. Reached in my sleeve and flung a card towards Richard. Slid across the table and landed face up in front of him. Examine the cards that slid across the table. Ah, so you made a defeat. That's an honorable. Turn around, refusing to look at him. I can imagine the look on his face. Probably confused, surprised, and most importantly, scared. Should be. After all, the card I flew at him was a 1 card. What is this? Didn't answer, keeping my firm stance and refusing to turn back to face him. Hey, look at me, Clyde. What the hell is this? It's third 1 card. It's not real, right? This is just some kind of trick, isn't it? I could hear the desperation growing in his voice. He was faced with a contradiction. A logic would state that I only had 3 0 cards and 3 1 cards. I revealed 2 zeros and 3 1s. The card I have set should be a 0. When he looked in my eyes and saw my nervousness, he must have figured I put down a 1 card. Now he has to reckon with whether I somehow was able to fake my emotions in front of him, or if there's some kind of trick I'm employing. Turn around, you coward! Let me see your eyes! You can't play me for a fool like this. Hear me, Clyde? Explain yourself. Your eyes. You can't lie to me with your eyes. Why doesn't this make sense? What the hell did you do? How did you do this? Clyde, turn around, face me, and turn around. Why turn around like you set the card down? I can't set the card down like this. I filled mine into the deal. Play first, now you have to play. Cards must have done something with the cards. If I can figure it out, I can... Are you sure you want to take that risk? I shuffled up my cards with the others pretty well. If you touch mine, you'll just end up dying. So it was a card trick. And you really did put down a 1 card. Play me. Believe what you want to believe. I'm done talking. We were stuck in silence for what felt like hours. I could only find solace in my heartbeat. But even then I was afraid that somehow Richard would figure everything out. Maybe my posture would get away, that my shivering would belie my confidence. I might have given him some kind of clue. Eventually, I heard the sound of Richard setting a card down. It's done. I set the card down. I don't want to take any risks. I reached backward to feel where the card I had set down had been played. Richard really did set the card down. I'd be able to touch it without getting zapped. I was able to lightly lift the card up, so I figured it was safe. Took a deep breath and turned around to see Richard solemnly looking down at the set card in front of him. When I fully turned around, Richard didn't bother to raise his eyes to be mine. You don't want to see my eyes? I can't trust them right now. I don't know what to believe. Do you want to flip first, or should I? I'll go first. After all, you played your card first. Richard took a deep breath and raised his hand over top his own. It looked as though he was fighting to find the strength to lift the card off the table. When he raised and flipped the card over, it revealed a 0 card. I felt tears well up in my eyes and my lungs exhaling all the tension that was stored up in my muscles. It's over. It was over. Relief. He was right. I felt sweet relief. To flip my card over, but Richard intervened. Wait, I don't understand. How did you win? I should have trusted your instincts. My skills were all about just finding a way to win, a way to survive these games. You just thought about it for a while. You didn't understand why I looked so afraid and nervous when you showed that 1 card. I looked over my card to show Richard the real ace up my sleeve. The card I revealed was a 3 card. 3? How did you manage to get a 3? We all lost the top card in our hand each round. Not quite. It's the only place to players. When someone dies, they cease to be a player, so when William died, he didn't lose any cards. She kind of wants to see this background. There's my mouse. Interface. Yeah, okay. Hold on, if that's true, you should have 9 cards. I counted 6. Where did the other 3 go? I reached in my bag and tossed out the other 3 cards. 2 2s and 1 0. How did it trick you into thinking that, like us, the dead players lost their cards too? You had your back to me, I threw those 3 cards into my bag and left the others in my little deck. I couldn't risk you reading my plans though, so to ensure you didn't look at me, I flipped the cards over and over again, showing the narrowing possibilities. You only showed 4 cards and then set 1 down, your 3 card. Why not show the 3 1 cards and then 2 0 cards? And again, was to keep you from thinking logically. You could have come to the same conclusion, given enough time and focus. I was actually a little afraid when you almost slammed down a card. I needed you to be on tilt, so I let you read my eyes, but only when I was sure you were confident I'd throw that wrench into your plans. That third one card. Right. Instead, I turned away because I knew you'd try and read my face again. I need you to make a choice. Believe in the logic that I presented to you, or trust in your abilities and deny the logic. But if I showed everything at once, you'd take the time to figure it out. So I needed to make a desperate move to make you feel confused and question everything. Even then, you could have calmed down and maybe figured out the same things that I did. All that to say that it was just a really wild gamble. Gamble that I'd be able to defeat your impressive emotion-reading abilities. See, you gauged that I trusted my abilities so much that when it faltered, I would fall back on seemingly infallible logic. People do that. When their usual tricks and strategies fail, we move on to the most secure thing, like latching onto a stable branch after falling from a tree. How poetic. You have quite a way with words. You know, despite all this, I really wish it didn't have to come down to this. I don't want you to die. Of course, fate had other plans as the bomb rolled over towards Richard's side. Richard looked up at me, taking a deep breath and then relaxing into a seat that took a firm grip of him. I can tell. You got a strong heart and benevolent spirit about you. And that's not from me looking at you in the eyes. You said that death wasn't the end here, right? We're gonna meet again and everything's gonna be alright. Isn't that it? Isn't it? He nodded and smiled back at me. The bomb rolled backward at my side. My heart started to ache again as I felt my eyes watering once more. Why was I such a crybaby? Now of all times I needed to keep my head up, didn't I? There's no need to cry, Clyde. Me again. It's comforting to know that such a strong spirit is here with us. Even in defeat and failure, I know that you'll somehow have a great impact on a lot of people here. However brief they let you into their hearts. After all, it's been a while since I've seen such a radiant soul inspire me so. Better be telling the truth, Richard. I'll see you when this is all said and done. He laughed again, and as he did, the bomb rolled over toward his side once more. Of course, and while you might not remember this, I hope that you can feel what I'm about to tell you. You're no failure. You're an amazing man that can amount to amazing feats when the time calls. Don't let one incident of pain define you or your future, okay? I won't. I won't, Richard. Glad to hear it. I'm sure Devin is proud of how well you did. Anyway, looks like it's my time to go, so see you soon, friend. The bomb blinked white for a moment, and then everything went white. Eventually the white light faded and I looked up to see a calm, cloudless sky. My hands gently grazed by grass that was flowing to a calm breeze. I felt an odd sense of peace, my body being hugged by the grass and brushed by the wind. Rather than get sucked into the calming experience, I sat up and looked around. All I could see was grassy hills rising and falling towards the horizon. My vision was slowly pulled over towards the one landmark over the entire grassy meadow. A table with 2 chairs set out with Belle sitting down and enjoying a cup of tea. Once her eyes met with mine, she joyfully waved her hand around and beckoned me closer. Hey, Clyde, come over. I've made some tea for us. I didn't see anywhere else to go, so I obliged. I cautiously walked over and took a seat across from her. She was in no time pouring me a cup of amber-colored tea. Well, go on, tea is made for drinking. Enjoy yourself. You've earned it. I stared down at the cup and slowly brought the drink to my lips and sipped. This is amazing. It did have a bitter taste to it, but it was sweet with a strong ginger flavor with a hint of apples. Frankly, it was just perfect. I know, right? It's my special blend of flavors that match your desired taste perfectly, warming up the heart and soul and providing a most excellent taste. Yeah, it's good. Good? The best darn tea you'll ever have in life, death, and everywhere in between. Okay, it's great. I looked down at the tea once again, staring at my reflection from the drink. It doesn't feel good, you know? Like winning all this. Really? You're not happy that you've won? Don't get me wrong, I'm just happy that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I made it here to the end. I just don't understand why, really? Why did I have to go through all this? Why didn't I have to fight and kill? it was all for a wish, right? All these games, all this death. I was playing the games, all I could think about was winning and surviving, and all it did was remind me of how my life used to be. How all I cared about was finding some worth and being able to win. I hate it. God's sake, I killed my best friend. I threw away morals and used every desperate trick I could think of just to survive. All that just for some dumb wish? Who would want that? Belle was silent, but kept her eyes locked onto mine as though she were peering into my soul. A life and death. Do you feel as though you understand them? What do you mean by that? Do you know how valuable life is when you're fighting tooth and nail for your very survival? Do you understand how precious and fragile it is when you see someone you love die? These games are simple. They test how much you value life, yours and others. Going through such painful trials, seeing so much death, fighting for your life, you come to appreciate it. This is all just some test, some lesson that you're trying to impart on me? Not just you, everyone here. I try and make sure that everyone here learns something. All these games are special and affect forces that can have immense consequences. For example, bring someone back to life. You can bring someone back to life. Belle laughed with a nod of her head. You see that four-leaf clover there sitting in the bottle? Yeah. It grants one of 4 wishes: life, death, or mortality. Since you made it this far, you can make a wish to bring anyone you want back to life, granted that you know of them. Or you can have anyone you hate die. You can give someone immortality so that they can't die. Remove that veil of immortality and make someone mortal again. Those are the wishes? Those are the wishes. I will grant one of them in earnest, though I'll also let you know if a wish would be invalid. Bro, it would be hard to kill someone who's already dead, or someone who's immortal. I can't believe what I was hearing. This is a trick. This is too good to be true. You're going to twist my words or intentions somehow and end up worse off than when I started. Oh, Clyde! I understand your hesitation, but I'm not some cruel goddess that wants to make people suffer. I understand intentions quite clearly. Think about it. People realize my wishes were twisted and unfair. Would they flock to these games? I suppose they wouldn't. And some people are desperate enough to try anything, even if their desires get twisted and their wishes interpreted the wrong way. So suspicious! Well, caution is a good thing to have. But I can promise you that not once have I ever ruined someone's wish. Imagine such a cruel joke. Making you go through all of this to have your wish corrupted? People would sooner curse my name than actually come pay me a visit. Alright, I guess that makes sense. Exactly! Now, I won't push you, but I do believe you had a certain goal in mind when you came here, didn't you? You want to save your mother, right? Yeah, I did, but now something changed. Mine flashed back to the first game. The physical pain and trauma that happened was nothing like the emotional blow that shook me at seeing Devin die right before my eyes. Yes, I lost my best friend, so I want to use my wish to revive her. I want her by my side again. Those are some romantic words that you're using. Don't screw with me. I want to be able to live knowing that she died and I did nothing to bring her back. Please let me bring her back to life. Clyde, I can't do that. Why not? You said I could use my wishes to bring back the dead. You said you wouldn't twist any of my intentions. That you know what I want. Oh damn it, I'm laying my heart out as bare as I can. You won't even let me do this? Calm down, let me explain it. Promise that you'll feel better after I speak. I sat back down and tried to settle myself. Belle sighed and took a sip of her tea. I can't revive Devin because she's not dead. What the hell do you mean she's not dead? I saw with my own eyes. Are you telling me that it was just a lie? Well, she's dead, but she's not dead in the way you're thinking. Everyone here except you is currently dead, so to speak. But death here isn't quite the same as it is elsewhere. Think of this place as a limbo, or perhaps purgatory, a place between life and death, where the rules of life and death are fluid. So you're saying that she's not really dead? Precisely! And I can promise you everyone, Devin included, will be returned back to the regular world alive and as healthy as they entered. Physically, anyway, mentally, well, many people tend to be overwhelmed by their experience here. I suggest going to therapy after this. I see. Joe's telling the truth, the dead here don't really die. should know that better than anyone else, Clyde. Didn't you feel Devin helping you out all those times? What are you talking about? Never mind. I can only say that Devin in her own way was pushing you forward. Was she really helping me all this time, even after death? Well, it doesn't matter now. You won. You don't need any more help or guidance. See, that immortality thing, how does it work? I figured you'd ask. It's what it sounds like. I give someone immortality. Make it possible for them to die. They could get shot, stabbed, dismembered, burned, or eaten alive. I would piece itself back together and be as good as new. You're making it sound more like torture than a gift. For some, it just might be. Does that work for illness as well? Of course! So you can get sick, your body will naturally heal itself up. Some might say it's a cure for all diseases, but that's just one way to look at it. Think how sad you'll be, not being able to take sick days off? So I can really save my mother just like that, and get rid of her illness? Just like that, if that's what you really want. Then I want that. I'll wish for my mother to have immortality. Okay! Wish granted! Belle reached over towards the clover and tapped on one of the leaves. It momentarily glowed blue before fading back to its usual green. She then took a sip of tea while I sat there anxious and waiting for something odd to happen. But nothing occurred. The light continued to blow, the sky continued to shine, Belle continued to drink her tea, so everything was normal. That's it? That's it! She took a sip of her tea and started to play around with the clover in her hand. Like, really? That's all it takes? That's all it takes! You look surprised. I don't know, I guess I was expecting something more regal, flashy, amazing. Spectacle like that isn't really needed. That's just what you expect because the gravity of granting someone immortality is just so amazing you think it needs some grand ceremony. If I had a wish to give you a cup of tea each day, you'd probably win it better than I if I granted it in the same way. I suppose you're right. You should be happy. I'm sure your mother will be glad to know that her son went out of his way to save her life. Yeah, that's gonna be a weird conversation to have. Indeed it will be. So, what now? Well, we'll talk for a while and then you'll start to feel a little sleepy. You'll fall asleep, lose your memories, and we'll play another round of the game. Wait, we're playing again? Yep, but look at the bright side. You'll see all your friends again. Well, I guess you won't remember them fully. No. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to. You can't make me. Oh, but I can, Clyde, and I will. But you won't remember anything. Not after the game starts again. Why? Why do we have to go through this again? Because everyone needs to learn a lesson. Everyone needs to make a wish. That sounds painful and cruel to subject you to these games time and again, but those are my rules. Looked down at my tea, and I felt the panic had started to boil and my blood begin to simmer down. And there's nothing to it, right? Eventually I'll lose and I'll die like everyone else did. Now you're getting it! Ideally, you only have to go through this 15 more times. 15, huh? Do we each get only one wish? That's right! One wish per game! Want to make another, you'll have to stop by again in 4 years. I see. I think I understand now. Had my tea and took another sip. Guess I'll just play along then until the end. Yeah, honestly, I'm impressed that you did so well considering how little you knew. How little I knew. Well, lots of people here knew about all the mechanics and rules, how the games play, because they've been here before. Some people don't have personal experience, but they hear the rules and such from someone else. And then there are a few people like you that came in here knowing absolutely nothing. You come in scared, confused, weak. Most of the time, those kind of people are usually the last to win. But you managed to win first out of everyone. And that's kind of commendable. I don't know what to say. I guess I just never gave up on myself. It's cute, but it's also kind of that kind of attitude makes you win. You fight for something, or maybe you fight for many things. And sometimes someone helps push you along in that fight. What are you implying? I'm just saying you had a lot pushing you forward. General competitive spirit, your desire to survive, support of others, maybe even your affection for a certain Devin Roach. You can't. I'm just teasing. The love and affection are wonderful motivators, as you'll see in the future. As she spoke, I felt my body getting heavy and my vision getting blurry. Looks like it's almost time then. That's right. Will this have It's been a splendid conversation, Clyde. I'm gonna get to meet someone who respects life and does. I'm glad I got to meet someone who respects life and does so much. You've taken my lessons to heart so well. Aren't I doomed to die anyway? I'm gonna forget everything, aren't I? How are you sure I will unlearn these lessons? Some things stick with you even beyond death. My lessons are one of those things. And all said and done, you'll remember. And besides, you can still make a big difference even on your path to death. If you don't win, that's the way how things go. Save some, doom others, influence a wish. There are ways you can alter the future. See, I guess I can make a difference then. Of course you can! Now rest. It's time to begin again soon. Better at least not think I'm a failure anymore. I doubt it. Victory like this is something that sticks to your very soul. Now sleep. We'll see each other soon. My eyelids grew heavy as I felt my body float around in nothingness. We're gonna start again, but something told me that at least some things would be okay. I had overcome some obstacle in some sense. Maybe that's why I was able to find some semblance of peace in the oncoming slaughter of these future games. Find and finding purpose and hope. So, definitely did do those in order. I don't remember which one. Richard was like 6, I think. So, yeah. Found a spark of hope and joy in a dark and pointless life. Some purpose and direction cleared out so much pain and strife. He nurtured that spark until it became a burning flame. And thus he found assured that success in this cruel and painful game. Take heart, Clyde. You have found your fortune and learned your lesson. And thus we begin again. Clyde special notes unlocked. Hello, the reader. I see you've reached the ending. Each time you unlock the ending, the profile screen will update with special notes detailing useful information such as the order in which someone won, what their wish was, including the corresponding clover color, and perhaps some fun bonus information. Let's have a look. So, oh, he was 10. Okay. Aside from gaming, Clyde has other interesting skills in debate, whether participating in debate clubs. Formulating arguments and participating in debates was a fun pastime for him, and part of the reason why he sometimes knows random bits of trivia from all the research he's done. Luckily, he's not. Oh my gosh, we're having that issue again. Not too much of a debater these days, or it'd be annoying to everyone. Also, I can look at these guys. If they got revealed to me. Spell 10th to win. So yeah, we did ending 1. Oh, now I had to close it. So yeah, first to win, wish to make his mother Sasha Raveron immortal. So yeah. Okay, I hope we saw how this could happen. Moving forward, you could always refer to the profile screen to refresh yourself on this info as needed. Anyway, that's all I want to share regarding special notes. Toodles! Okay, we're not gonna do it this way. Follow the option. Oh, wait, we're gonna do it the new way! Ha! Flowchart! Alright. So I guess our next split is gonna bring us after a grueling game. Clyde must make a decision. Kill Devin to win, or die and ensure Devin's survival. We should jump here? Yes. Yes. He played perfectly. Let's jump to another time. Alright. Go with die and ensure her survival. We're going down this path now. Couldn't do it. Couldn't bring myself to kill her. It was all my fault. All Devin's pain and suffering was because I brought her here. That was foolish enough to believe in some kind of stupid online scam. That was the where I wanted to go, right? Yeah, there's nothing else over here. Okay. Their split is the door. Devin deserved the chance at life. I had to give that to her, even if she wasn't offering to accept it. My hand shakily moved to press the right button and accepted my fate. As soon as I pressed the button, I was washed in the odd sense of relief and peace. So somehow, my death would mean things would be okay. Round 7 is over! Punishment's been selected. The soul shall have their heart shot with a gun. Trio members shall suffer the pain of current and future wounds. What the hell? What the actual hell? Clyde, what are you doing? Why you pick that option? Because you deserve to live, obviously. Why else would I have picked that option? You idiot! I don't want this. I didn't ask for this! You don't want to have to suffer through this damn game if you're not there with me. I can't. I won't! The mind frenzied. Half of me was trying to find a way to remedy the situation. The other half was content. Relieved knowing that at least I'd be able to live. Knife. But still. Looked down at my side. If I pulled it out, I'd start bleeding. If I had to, I could. Devin, don't do anything drastic. That's not really your style, you know? You're laid back, you're uplifting, you know how to bring people up from the lowest depths. I know because, hell, you're the only reason I didn't give up on my future. I'm gonna repay the favor. Clyde, I didn't want this, damn it. I don't want you to repay any favors, I want you alive! Barely make out anything on the screen anymore. The tears had all but melded my vision as Clyde sunk into his chair, accepting his fate as the sound of the gun clicking echoed into the room. Clyde, I swear if you don't survive this somehow, I'm gonna kick your ass out of heaven right down into the further pits of hell. Hear me? Or not die. Well, that chair, it's like the bullet was something! I wish I could do that, but I'm not Superman. I'm just a dishwasher. At least I was able to save someone, right? Gunfire was sharp and sudden, but there was no silence afterwards. I kept screaming for Clyde to get up, to move, to plug the hole in his chest, to somehow patch everything up and walk as if this was the world's most traumatizing, horrible prank. All I wanted him back. I don't know how long I cried and screamed for. My throat was raw, my eyes were red and irritated. Time was an empty blur of despair and sorrow. Honestly, I probably should have done this next time. Oh well, let's at least get out of this room. How was I supposed to continue on without him? Congratulations, Devin! You and your team of 1 pick your poison! I'm gonna leave it here, actually, and next time, we'll see what lies on Devin's route! Woo! So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. There it is. Devin's route. I'm just gonna call this Devin's route now. Yeah, like and comment and or subscribe if you really enjoy it. Consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps her keep making content like this and more. Find the links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. Well, thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!